Hi everyone, Intuitive Kathleen Miller here, and this is your July 2026 Intuitive Energy Forecast. And I have a lot of notes. It's, as we know, the acceleration that has been so intense these last few weeks. Last night was the full moon, and we have a lot of tectonic movement with all of the earthquakes and incredible Schumann waves back to back as well. So we know things are amping up. It's never been more important to be actually being aligned and pacing yourself with this energy, because the overdrive is on purpose for you to be disconnected. So staying grounded, staying connected to source, embodying it more, that's really the name of the game. And that's my focus, is to help. And that's why I do these, is so that this support for everyone, for the collective to hopefully be inspired and supported from month to month with all of these changes. So let's dive in. So this month, we have ether and earth are very, very active. We see that happening with the earthquakes, tectonic shifting. That's going to continue. And then, of course, the ether being accelerated as well on so many different levels. So those are really active elements this month. So number one is revoking access and permissions, okay? Revoking access and permissions. Now, this might be looking at your technology, revoking access and permissions where it doesn't work for you, okay? So that's something you have to kind of work out there. But there's also energetic access and permission. So this is something from when our DNA was manipulated, that when we incarnated here, we on an unconscious and semi-conscious levels agreed to this to have the soul growth. And now we're lifting out to where we're waking up to that we have a choice. And in that choice, then we really need to take a step of revoking where we have been, that it's no longer acceptable. And that allows that sovereignty return to be happening. So revoking, and this is just an energetic command you can do on your own, of just, I now revoke all interference, all viral load agreements, all implants, explants, distractor templates, all of the AI that is manipulative to harm, to disconnect, to limit, and to destroy. All permissions of being entangled, being interfered, and being aligned with that are now revoked, recanted, rescinded, reclaimed. We're releasing, and then we're really commanding that our life force comes back, our sovereign power comes back, and our right to alignment and creation moving forward, okay? And this is really, really, really big. And it's never been more important. This is part of the discernment, but also, it's sort of like that light and dark kind of going side by side, and that sovereignty is coming in just as fast with it. So this is part of the pacing yourself and staying really, really stable, so that you don't go into the undertow of the overwhelm, of the frenetic waves that are quite big right now. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is receiving your true worth. Okay, this is another thing that I've done a couple little Instagram videos on this in my own experience with this, but we're really at a point of, we've heard so many things around this. Oh yeah, what are you worth, and receiving worth, but there's an embodiment of it where that is shifting right now, where part of this reclamation of our life force and our soul fragments and our energy comes back, then it is also activating more spiritual, more other lifetime, more galactic family information and energies, capacities. And so it's a waking up, it's an awakening to, wow, the power and the worth of many who have incarnated for different roles in this global transition right now. So we have to, stretch ourselves to, and this is, for some of this, it is received. Can we receive kindness? Can we receive new relationships can receive the change that we've been asking for a long time. And so it can be on all those subtle personal levels, but it's also receiving the supports on higher levels. And just as light workers and a lot of star seeds, we've been kind of underground and really low key under the wire for a long time. And it is time to be really coming into center stage, coming up, coming like really into mainstream. And that's happening in droves, which is great. It needs to. And that's part of it. It's realizing, okay, there's real value here, and embodying that and standing in that very, very strongly. Okay, so that's 2. And then 3 is realizing even expanded embodiment. Now there's a couple different ways this came out, but this felt like the best. It landed here because they were showing me that people are in very different places with this. And so for those who are just now waking up and they're just now realizing, lights are really on with what's happening, or maybe their gifts are opening, that's fine. Just be processing and integrating there. For those of us who have been this on track for most of our lives, we're really, streamlining into the roles of the new earth. We're really kind of going in this, and that's not better. That's not, either or. It's really wherever you are, you're going to push to expand, and really a stable expansion. Okay. Because for July, between the pace and kind of the volatile, explosive nature within the earth, but also with politically, globally on so many levels, the pacing yourself with it is really the name of the game. So if you're in media and you just go from 0 to 60, you've got to like check yourself to kind of come out and really take a break. So that pacing, also the discernment pacing, is something I'm being shown of. Even if I'm going for a walk or I'm going to go do something simple, it's really checking. Is this the time to do this? Is this the best place to put my energy right now? Is there something else that needs to be done? Is there something else that's outstanding? Like we to be no fear, never fear, but just clarity of purpose and clarity of where to kind of move and be in the optimal flow state is really, really going to keep you in the right place at the right time, and keep you, let's just say, as thriving as possible with everything that's happening on the earth. And so this is really, it's an intense month. We know this is coming up. We know there are global changes, there are economic changes. There's a lot that's kind of we're on the heels of. And so, but we also are moving into greater aspects of ourselves to have the solutions like right with it. So really remembering that, because the media can really, color it in different, and really push narratives. And so really, again, that's part of that revoking access by really limiting what you are exposing yourself to media wise, but also being more deliberate in that commitment to consistent highest frequency possible embodiment, so that we're very clear of, okay, where do we need to be? Even doing this video is like, okay, what exactly my intention is, just the biggest contribution for the widest collective to have more ease and more stability, and really get through this better. Let's get to the other side of July better. How many people are white knuckling to just like survive, or they don't want to, like many are kind of on the fence to be here anymore? And that's not wrong or bad, no judgment, but it's being able to say, okay, for those of us here that are ground crew, that are like, these stable light workers, it's just all cylinders on to do this. And yet we have to pace ourselves, because this is not a sprint. This is going to be a lot of change, and then a lot of change on a lot of change. And yet we are so supported in it. Ask for that help as often as possible. And otherwise, if you do feel like, you are in overwhelm, or maybe the body, I know my body's gone through quite a bit of stuff recently too. I do facilitate globally in virtual sessions to be able to do energy therapies and looking at your soul chart, looking at kind of path transitions. If that's something that resonates for you, you can find out more about that at intuitivelifestylesuccess.com. Otherwise, if you subscribe, you'll get kind of updates when new podcasts come out, as well as, different content supports that are hopefully making a difference and helping you to just, stay up, to stay really in the most positive. And if you are a content creator, putting out just, hey, caring, kind, encouraging content, you are making a difference. Because for some people, that's an oxygen mask that they can get that. And, and of course, between the algorithm and everything else, we still have to cautiously navigate that as well. But trust where you are guided to contribute, and know that is more than enough. Okay. So thank you so much for being here. I hope this is helpful. Have a great month. Happy 4th for those of you in America. Otherwise, be well, guys.